If Mo Salah has no fans, it simply means that I've transitioned to the other side and I'm no longer with us. There's something that I really want to speak about. I wouldn't even call it a rant, but yeah. So I saw this discourse, this conversation, discussion before Afcon. I continue to see the discussion during Afcon and know that Egypt is out of Afcon. I want to say that the conversation kind of died down, but I still see traces of it here and there. And I just want to give my 2 cents on it. Not as a journalist, but as a fan and just a lover of the sport. No, it's Mo Salah. If Mo Salah has no fans, it simply means that I've transitioned to the other side and I'm no longer with us. But the discourse was persons saying that if his legacy depends on if he wins Afcon with Egypt. No, I would understand. No lies. I wouldn't even understand if persons broaden it and say if he wins a trophy with Egypt. But the conversation was really centered around Afcon. And I'm here to say that it doesn't, because if you're looking at legacy, you have to take into account the full picture. Legacy can't be tied to a trophy. And that's just my stance on that. No, numbers don't lie. And that's the first point that I'm starting with. Numbers don't lie. Feelings don't beat statistics. And if we should just look at statistics alone, what Mo Salah has done with Egypt, he's currently the highest goal scorer he's the top goal scorer for World Cup qualifications for Egypt. He's now tied with Hussam Hassan as the all-time goal scorer across all competitions for Egypt. So when persons are like, oh, Mo Salah don't perform, he doesn't show up, I'm literally just like, what? Because the last time I checked, qualification goals are the reasons Egypt even gets to show up, So take those away, we probably wouldn't even see Egypt. Yeah, looking at Afcon 2025, if we should take away Mo Salah's experience, his influence, his goals and assists, do we seriously think that Egypt would have even made it to the semifinals? I'll wait. Well, you can just let me know in the comments, because I genuinely don't think they would have. And this brings me to my next point. Football is not an individual sport. And it's crazy that I even have to use that as a point. It's a team sport. It's teamwork. And Mo Salah can be world-class all he wants if he's not playing alongside other world-class players. It's impossible for one man to carry the team while going up against other teams that are super in form, super solid, and the teams are just clicking. If Mo Salah is on the day and he's doing world-class stuff, and his other teammates are not pulling their own weight or doing what they're supposed to do, it's going to be impossible for him and the team to get anything done. It's literally going to be impossible. And I literally have this analogy, the cards of life. I sincerely believe that in life, persons are dealt different cards. And some people, they're born with the best cards possible, where they go through life easily just because of the cards they were dealt, in the sense of they were maybe born to millionaires, billionaires. They have the access, they have the resources to be great. Then you have people who are born with good enough cards, not the best, but because of hard work, dedication, determination, they were able to flip those cards and make you even believe that they were dealt the best cards in life when they weren't. And then you have some people, they were dealt the worst possible cards in life, where no matter what they do, it's hard for them to elevate, regardless of how they try, the hard work, just the different circumstances that continuously hits them. And I do believe that this analogy can be applied to football as well. Mo Salah has done enough, or done more than enough, with the cards that he was dealt. I do believe he has played them to perfection, and he has played them to what the cards could get him, because we've seen him take them to finals, we've seen him take them to semifinals. And again, if he's performing and his teammates are letting him down, it's impossible. to get the title, to get the trophy. Everyone has to show up, not only him. It's not like Salah is a 100-meter track star. He's literally a part of a team. And it's crazy that because he's a world-class player, persons have these huge expectations. And I do understand the expectations, because when you're a star in a team, you're expected to, I guess, turn water into wine. The next point that I want to come to is that people conveniently forget that he has over 100 caps for Egypt. And when you're talking about legacy, this matters, because this is years of international duties, years of traveling, years of not faking injuries. And I saw this stat that Mo Salah has under 10 injuries in his entire career. And people say, oh, he's not injured prone, blah, blah, blah. But that within itself is amazing. Years of criticism, years of dealing with so much, years of not choosing club over country, and that matters. That has to come into account when you talk about legacy. And going back to the point that I keep stressing, when you're talking about legacy, you have to take into account the full picture, and we can't rewrite history with this one. What he has done with Liverpool is simply amazing. He has won 2 Premier Leagues, he's won the Champions League, he has won FA Cup, he has won the Carabao Cup, he has won so many League Cups, he's won the Club World Cup. He has done so much at the club, and he has broken the 38-game Premier League scoring record. He is literally Liverpool all-time goal scorer, top scorer in the Premier League. He has over 200 goals in just the Premier League alone. He's surpassed the likes of a Stevie G and a Robbie Fowler. Those are club legends, So what he's doing in the Premier League, again, I can't stress it enough. It's simply amazing. And we literally can't discredit what he has done there, because he hasn't won a trophy with his national team. I feel like judging players based on what they do with their national teams is the laziest way to talk about football. It really feels like that. And the last point that I will come to is that impact is necessary. This is something that you have to talk about when you speak about somebody's legacy. And he has been super impactful. He's literally a role model. And if we should take away that thing that he does on Christmas and let's just look away from that for a minute. I watched this documentary, seeing his start and how it was next to impossible for him to make it out of Egypt, but he did. And while he didn't have the best start in Europe, sometimes it's not how you start, it's what you make of the journey and how you finish the journey. And I'm not calling him finished, because I still think he has a lot more to do and give. It just shows that with hard work, focus, determination, and work rate, this man literally lives in the gym. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to and work towards, because you know what, the door was open for him. He walked through that door, that's Liverpool, and he made the most of everything during that chapter. He's one of the most impactful Arab and African players of our time, and he is one of the African players who even changed the perception of African players in Europe as well. So again, when we talk about legacy, we cannot just tie it to one trophy. We have to take into account the full picture, and Mo Salah's full picture is still very much iconic. Not winning Afcon shouldn't erase his greatness, because the truth is, with these international tournaments, it comes down to a lot of things: timing, injuries, coaches, squad depth. I mean, just like any tournament, to be fair. And what he has done at Liverpool, whether people might agree with this or not, he has played alongside other world-class players. He's had elite coaching. He has had stable tactics. He has had so much more at Liverpool. And you can't expect what you see him do at Liverpool with what he does at Egypt, because with the Egyptian squad, he's not playing alongside other world-class players, whether we want to admit that or not. We've seen where they've changed coaches so many times. It's the inconsistency there. And plus, when you go on international duties, you don't even have enough time to really mesh and build that chemistry with your teammates. And despite all of that, he still is able to have the stats that he has had, and he still was able to take them to finals, take them to semifinals. He was still able to do so much with the team. So yeah, that's all I have to say on this one. You can let me know in the comments if you agree, if you don't agree with me. I'm not looking to see the Mo Salah can't dribble, the Mo Salah is not a joy to watch type of comments. If you want to go ahead and say that, you can. But remember, let's not stray from the point. Should his legacy depend on what he does with his with his national team? Let me know. So this is enough of me yapping.